fans should be so honored from what Iga is doing. I mean, it's so difficult to ask for more to Iga.
Hi, Alex. Nice to see you. Great honor.
Thank you.
So there was a lot of questions about Iga Świątek form after her last defeats. She lost 4 matches in quite short time. Do you think it's some kind of crisis or just small problems, and her fans shouldn't be too much worried?
No, her fans should be so honored from what Iga is doing. I mean, it's so difficult to ask for more to Iga. I mean, she's been dealing with so much pressure during the clay court season. She's been winning everything, and she ended up winning the biggest event at Roland Garros, which it was her biggest goal. I think from then on, it was normal to have a little bit of a down, of energy, psychologically, physically, and then she's building up her game again on the hard courts. Of course, on clay, there are less players that can hurt her game because she's got more time. She's got so much power. She can hurt them with the forehand, and also the backhand, and she's moving extremely well, which on clay is very important. But on hard courts, there are players that can attack a little bit more her forehand, and maybe they hit more winners into her that usually on clay, she's capable to put more balls on court. So there is no worry for Iga at all. It's just that it's not normal what she's been doing during the springtime. That was almost impossible. And I think it's very difficult to repeat, even if I think that she can have a long run again on clay in the next seasons, because she's very difficult to beat. Hard, she can play well, of course, but she needs to, she's a little bit less effective on her game than on clay, especially because the opponents, there are more opponents that they know how to play better on hard courts. So there is no worry for her. It's just that it's just a little bit the normal situation for her to understand also that she's the best player in the world and she needs to deal with so much pressure also. So I think there's zero worry. It's just that Iga, she can play well, and maybe she can go and play unbelievable at the US Open, and I won't be any surprise because she's someone very strong character and very professional. So I'm expecting a good tournament from Iga, yes.
In Cincinnati, Iga asked about the balls used in US series. She complained a lot that they are lighter, that she couldn't understand why women play with different balls than men. Do you think that could be the reason of her poorer performance, weaker performance?
Balls are huge in tennis. It's super important. So sometimes we talk about balls and we feel like, okay, it's no excuse. No, there are no excuses. It's normal. The thing is, before they used to play with lighter balls and now they're still playing with lighter balls. I think they did that to favor them because probably they were not as powerful and they felt like maybe it will give them a little bit extra power to win or to hit winners. I think nowadays, I think they proved already that they are super powerful, and for them, the feeling, the sensation with the ball is very important, and especially of the forehand. With the backhand, everybody is controlling a little bit more. With the forehand, when you hit it hard and if the ball flies, it's so uncomfortable. So I think for next season, they should consider, to adjust. And if many players are concerned or complaining, I think it will be very easy for them to just play with the same ball. So especially if it's not specific for hard courts, as we saw. So I think it's not an excuse. It's a good point. That's why maybe she didn't feel as good, and maybe it favors other players, which maybe they adjust a little bit better to the conditions. But I think it's time. It's time to change it. It's time to play with the same ball, because they proved already that they are powerful enough to hit the ball as hard as the men. So I think it can be one of the reasons why some of the players, they've been struggling, but they've been playing with those balls for the last many, many years. So they didn't realize till now, because now maybe they improved their game so much that they're ready, to control those balls is more difficult because they are so powerful in their game. So I think they should consider for next year to change it. Yes.
It looks like Novak Djokovic won't play in US Open. Do you think he should be allowed to play? What do you think?
Well, I think it's a pity that he's not playing, especially on this moment of our lives. You know, we understand that maybe a few years ago it was impossible, and everybody was very concerned and worried, and the whole world, it was devastated, and it was one of the worst crises we ever had. In this moment, we don't feel any threat with Djokovic or other people. We go around the world, everywhere, in the planes and everywhere, in the airports, in the hotel, and you're not taking any prevention except putting the mask in the plane. So it's a shame. But of course, if there is one rule that says that if you're not vaccinated, you're not entering the States, and he's not capable to play. That's it. So in one hand, I understand he cannot play because these are the rules. And the question is this rule still, let's say, normal in this moment that we are living in 2022 in the summer? Well, I feel like many people maybe in the stands or even in the tournament, they might not be even vaccinated, and they might be walking around. And so it's a shame that one of the best players in the world, he's not gonna be capable because he's not vaccinated. Even some other players from the US, that if they're not vaccinated, but they can play. So it's a little bit contradictory, you know. So it's a real shame that he's not going to be able to play. But if they have that rule and he's not in this rule, there is not much we can do.
Okay, so last questions. Who are your favorites to win US Open, and who can make a big surprise? Maybe Hubert Hurkacz.
Why not? I mean, well, I think we need to wait how Rafa feels. But I think, of course, if he's healthy, he's going to be very tough to beat. I think Medvedev also, you know, he won last year and he's extremely hard on that court, the way he serves, the way he moves, he plays deep. So even if he didn't have unbelievable summer, he's going to be ready to play well. And then we have to see between Tsitsipas, Alcaraz, Kyrgios, Hurkacz, they might have a call there to see how can they play, you know, and it's difficult to know exactly who, because there's also Carreño, who played very well, and Chorich now, and Aliassime. So it's going to be very open. So it's going to be very interesting. I think it's probably one of the most open ones in the men's side in the last years.
And on the women's side? In
the women's side, it's interesting to see how, you know, I think Halep is going to be tough to beat also. She's coming with a lot of confidence, and she's building her game again. She played already well at Wimbledon. She had a nice summer. And of course, Iga, I mean, you have to count on her. She's number one, and it's not going to be easy to beat her. Then I don't know. I mean, you have surprises like Caroline Garcia, but I don't know if she's going to be capable to maintain that. And let's not forget about Serena, because her last tournament, you never know what can happen. It happened with Pete Sampras many years ago. It was pretty much his last tournaments, and he ended up winning. You never know with these kind of special players, you know. And then there are tough opponents like, I don't know, it could be Sabalenka or Bencic, you know, or I don't know exactly now. But, it's Azarenka, she always plays well there, but she didn't play that well, you know, during this time. We have to see. It's very unpredictable, I have to say.
Okay, thank you very much. And
thank you. No problem. Take care.